One. Yo, what's going on? It's Fightologists. What's up? It's your main man, Imani Mulire, and I'm here with Josh Peters. What's up, man?
What's good, brother?
Nothing. I'm in the house. What's good with you? Nothing.
Um,
In the house. Unless
right,
you're
I'm in
out
the
there.
house. Woo,
Now you're
woo.
out there in the zombie apocalypse with everybody else.
I'm in the house. It's not that much different from this morning that I was in the house, or this afternoon I was in the house.
What do you do? I mean, for real. Like, are you the one? Are you doing those home workouts? Everybody's doing
Yeah,
them. Right?
actually, so I've been very, very lucky with my student base that like probably about 85% of them are still paying their tuition to keep the gym open. So,
Hold up, you got to shout out your gym real quick.
shout out. I'm a terrible business person. College Park Mixed Martial Arts.
Shout out.
And all of my students, you all have been fantastic. Really, honestly, the only ones who haven't been able to pay their tuition are the ones who haven't been able to work at all or really receive a paycheck or just, been too much on the edge. But really, everyone's been amazing with banding together and just trying to make sure we have a place.
Are you going to stop dogging them on social media?
I'm still dogging people. Are you kidding me? Come on, son. I'm
terrible.
Look. We're in a zombie apocalypse. It's not like the end of the world.
We're in the zombie apocalypse, not the end of the world.
I'm talking shit at the end.
Oh man.
Be like, I don't know. Gozar to Detroit, be stomping down New York. Be like, you coming to class tonight, motherfucker?
Dang man, I've never seen someone crack the whip on everybody. They could be 1 minute late. You'll be talking about their mother, their dog.
Yep. Man, look, I was a school teacher for 13 and a half years, and it's just like the military. Early is on time is late, and late is unacceptable. Like,
well, how
show up. I had people that they knew if they were going to be late. Now, I knew that. There's some people, it would be impossible for them to make it. I'd have other people that I'm not going to mention any names Bianchi's ever been, who habitually would be late. And I don't want to put anyone out there, Bianchi Zimmerman, that would fall asleep in their car. They could get there early and fall asleep in their car, Bianchi Zimmerman, and somehow, like,
who are you talking about?
They'd be late. I don't want to look. I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot.
Good for you, man. How about me though? I didn't go to the gym one day because Krispy Kreme opened up early, so I'm a bad example in all of this. But
look,
I'm still getting my home workouts in though.
There you go.
Still doing
so
that.
That's been a big thing in the industry. It's actually something that the more quote unquote traditional martial arts like karate and taekwondo have offered before. Yeah.
Yeah. What stuff you can do at home?
But yes, so what I've done is, because my 10 a.m. class is always an exercise class, I've been continuing to do that virtually online. And I actually, a lot of people don't know this, but I studied capoeira for about 2.5 years under Cobra Mensa, who brought the Angola style to the United States. So I've been mixing in some of that. Cobra Hina has been putting some of his capoeira workouts in. So I've been putting that in because they're really good sort of modality workouts and, just learning how to move your body, which is important in martial arts. And then, just forced me to be creative because a lot of people don't have much of anything. So I've really been trying to come up with like full body workouts or things that focus on a certain body parts or groups of muscles without having to use very much equipment.
That's pretty good, man. Yeah, I'm doing all the body exercises. Actually, what I started doing this week was pretty smart because since I don't really have like a home gym, I'm like traveling all the time. So what I do, like on like Monday, I will go to like a boxing gym, and on Tuesday I'll go to like a Muay Thai gym, and it's a different gym every week. So I just turned that schedule into my workout. So I'll do my boxing drills on Monday, my jiu-jitsu drills on Tuesday, my Muay Thai drills on Wednesday, and my wrestling drills on Thursday. And then
that's awesome.
Yeah, then I take like Friday off or something. Then Saturday, I try to do the MMA stuff. Jiu-jitsu and MMA is like hard to do without a partner, but
it's
all
the straight up striking.
Possible.
Yeah, like exactly. Even Muay Thai, you can do a lot of stuff with a little bit of creativity. There's some stuff you can do, but I don't ever sell it as a replacement for drilling with a partner. It's not, but there's stuff you can do like shrimping and wrestling shots and shadow wrestling and stuff that can kind of stand in. It's like stevia instead of sugar. It's not as good. It leaves a nasty taste in your mouth, but sometimes it works.
Yeah, just like prom night.
Yeah, Bob.
Bob, Jim, I didn't forget about you.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, so that's all I've been doing. I've been doing that, and then a plethora of free videos. Everybody, I saw the Renzo Gracie ones, Bernardo Faria. the jiu-jitsu community has come out. The Muay Thai community too, with like, what's it, 100 kicks, 400 days? That's a good
Yep,
one
I've
right
been doing
there.
that.
No, but it's hard for me. I don't have a bag, so it's like, what do you do?
You shadow box. You can just throw 100 roundhouse kicks in the area. I mean, there's still like even that's like with striking. You don't even need a bag necessarily to at least get better. You can't get to that certain higher level, but yeah, you can throw 100 roundhouse kicks in the air. You can still work on your balance, your form, making sure your hips are in the right place, your hands are in the right place.
See,
You're
that's
not doing,
rough though. Yeah, I know. With Muay Thai, it's like, because Muay Thai kicks, you put the whole hip into it, so
Yep.
so you're pretty much spinning. So after about 10 kicks, I'm I'm about dizzy. Like,
Damn, are you the kind of put the hand? Whoop whoop.
oh man, I'm about dizzy after sitting. If different, it was karate kick because I could snap it. But Muay Thai,
Yeah.
like, "Wah, wah, wah,
Yeah.
wah, wah."
Yeah, but still, so you get practice some different styles. The kicks which are good. It's always good to bring something up, and then people like, I'm going to shout out Rob Sullivan, Wreck-It Rob Sullivan, been long time Shogun fighter. Recently retired about a year ago. He's now into personal training. He has a lot of sort of mace workouts, and that you can still acquire that online. He's had videos on how to make, say, a sandbag. Simple things you can do without having to go procure a whole lot of stuff.
No, I
But
just
yeah,
go
man. I
next
mean,
door. I just get my neighbor's dog. I've been practicing my
oh
rear
yeah, right
naked,
in that choke.
my Bravo. Every time he sees me, he just comes running back into the apartment.
Get your
That's
paws up, son.
yeah, so that's good. A lot of people have been doing that. I mean, I wish we can talk more about like MMA stuff. Ain't nothing going on except for like Fighter Island.
But it is I don't even some of the fighters. It's interesting. So like Roxanne Modafferi, one of her main training partners, Serena, they're posting like some of their home workouts, or like they'll keep a very close quarantine group, and like they have one person they see and they borrow their equipment so they can do like some strength and conditioning. But I mean, what is it? At the military, innovate, adapt, and overcome. That's kind of where we are right now, and it'll be. I think the big question is, what's this industry going to look like in 2 months?
I don't know, but that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fights now, because once we get back out there, we can do the fights. Fighter Island. That's what it's going to look like
Yeah,
in 2
that's
months.
Fighter
It's
Island.
going to be Mortal Kombat, Shang Tsung, Liu Kang, Raiden, Scorpion.
The best fighters from around the world have been gathered onto this private island to compete for money and fame.
What's wrong with that? Tell me what's wrong with Fighter Island.
Nothing. Look.
Thank you.
If you have a problem with this, one, you need to get cut, and two, like, you have obviously you did not reach the age of 13 yet. What 13-year-old is this not their ultimate wet dream?
That's
Holy
what I'm saying.
Shit!
Every fighter got into MMA, mixed martial arts. I mean, they say they saw Horace Gracie, but in reality, they saw Bruce Lee.
They saw Bruce Lee. They saw Jackie Chan. All that
That's why they got
on an island.
Yeah.
That's like what 80% of the plot. We're just gonna put these dudes on an island, see what happens.
It's
like they predicted reality shows way before this. All this, I think Dana White's gonna do. It's gonna be a mix of oh shit, what was that movie with Katniss?
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
Bam.
And martial arts. They all get dropped off. He's probably gonna hit him with some nerve gas. They'll all wake up wondering what the fuck happened, and then boom, may the odds be forever in your favor.
I would love that. What they need to do, okay, I'm serious now, 100%. Fighter Island, check. Bring back the tournament format. Please.
Oh, yes.
Tournament format on an island. What else is there?
How dope would that be? Like, they could do something like what the PFL did a little bit. Make them 2-round fights.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But, man, a lot of fighters miss doing that. I know, like, I missed when I really transitioned to only competing in mixed martial arts and away from some of the other stuff, like doing like having 2 or 3 kickboxing or even taekwondo or whatever, like, or jiu-jitsu. You go do jiu-jitsu. It's a tournament. You're gonna fight a bunch of times that day. That's what makes that grind.
Well, the tournament is why people love it. That's what UFC 1 was. A tournament. A lot of people don't understand about UFC 1 is that they actually did have rounds. They were 20 minutes technically. That's what a lot of people say, but nobody made it 20 minutes. But the whole idea was it was 1 round per fight. So that fight was 1 round. It doesn't go to decision or whatever. It was weird the first one, but it was a tournament format. and then the second one and third one, and then Pride came out with the tournaments and all that
Yep.
stuff. So that's why people fell in love with it. After they were hooked, they stayed, but they fell in love with the tournament.
And not just that. The cool thing about a tournament is it has a built-in storyline. The uncertainty is why people watch. And then storylines develop as fighters win and lose. Yeah, like, you don't need to do this. Like, you don't need to be Conor McGregor, talking smack. You don't need to be John Jones running over people. Like, it's all there. And the fact they're on really cool. I don't think it's going to happen like this. They have to stay on the island for 2 months to train.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine if they got locked in that island?
No, they were talking about that. Dana was talking about that, about they can come out there. I think it was 2 weeks, though. It was 2 weeks in advance to train. So they're going to have, like, maybe not like a performance institute. Well, maybe they are. They're going to have a training center. They're going to have something like that there. Yeah, because the fighters have to warm up before the fight. They have to cut weight. They got to have the right facility to do that in. So if they have an island, one side is the tournament side, the other side is the training side. You got the blue and the red corner, maybe 2 different training sessions, centers.
God, I am sold. But think about it too. There, you'll get less problems most likely. Yeah, now they'll have to have some sort of like. The biggest problem I see is the medical stuff. If someone gets something broken or something, usually can't fly on a plane, so you're going to have surgeons and stuff there for every single fight.
Man, this story is getting better and better.
Okay, exactly. That, or they have to take a boat ride to Cuba or something, or whatever this place is going to be. But you put it there, and think about the most problems with fighters, especially because the weight cutting is still such a big thing. It's the last 2 weeks. That's when you're becoming the most depleted. This helps keep a cap on all that.
Oh, good
right?
point. Yeah.
So you probably see more fighters making it to the fight.
Hell yeah. And then you have the drug operation facility on the other side, the John Jones wing. You set that up, and then it'd be full on Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, seriously. John Jones is like the last boss. Instead of like Dana White goes, Bolo. No, Jones.
Jones. You come out here all roided and coked up.
He walks out.
Yeah, that's what Bolo Young was doing. He was sniffing that John Jones.
Chael Sonnen is in the back like.
Yo, it doesn't get any better as far as I'm concerned.
Seriously.
Yeah, this is awesome.
And what did we miss from Pride? We missed the spectacle.
Yeah.
Bro.
No, hold it. I thought about this though. What are you gonna do with the audience? You're gonna like ship an audience in there or something like that, or are you gonna have like a VIP audience?
I'm sure there's gonna be VIPs. Dana White will fly Trump in or something like that, and I don't know, the head of Reebok and maybe a sweatshop worker to make the clothes.
Have you seen that show, Karate Combat?
Yes.
Yeah, where the actual fighting may not be up to spec, but they have the arena. They have they have a small crowd. Yeah, and they have a small crowd. Everybody in tuxedos. Like the old kung fu movies with they're betting in the back alleys and stuff like that. That could do that for Fighter Island.
How dope would that be? You make, I think. For part of that, you'd have to rework something when the fighter contracts for how they get paid, because a lot of them get points on the pay-per-view, especially if you're the main event or you've been there forever.
They can still get pay-per-view, just not gate.
Exactly. So you do something to adjust it to get that, which would also probably force some of the people upset with the Reebok deal, some sort of renegotiation or bring in more sponsors.
Oh, or check this out.
It can be sponsored by the American Surgery Board.
for all the dead bodies they're going to ship off the island.
Have a crematorium there.
They're going to donate them to science. They're going to have all these people coming into the labs with MMA gloves on. Donate. No. But check this out. The UFC resort experience. Wherever the mainland is. Let's say if it's like Puerto Rico, you got your hotel over there. And in the morning, you get on the ferry with all the other audience members, and you go UFC,
train, get a chance to they can have some fighters that are not competing. Yeah. They lead you through a workout. You get they have the women on heroin in a cave somewhere. I'm telling you, this is gonna be off the chain.
Yo, this is the best. I hope Dana White, you're not listening, but I hope you're listening. Do this, please.
Listen. And we would be the perfect commentary team.
Oh no.
We can be professional. I promise you, I could not cuss.
Our bodies will be floating in the water by noon. They wouldn't want us there. Trust me. We'd be fish food. Trust me. You don't want to be there.
So we'd have to be like that the backroom commentary team, like John Ank when he's interviewing some schmuck in the hallway.
Well, well, we're going to put a pin on that because I want to see it happen, and I'm going to send this video to Dana White. But I mean, it's not much else to say in MMA. I mean,
Dana, you got 2 experienced fighters. Come on, is this a face you can't love?
You shouldn't ask questions
don't answer
like that.
just write the check.
Yeah, but it's not too much else going on. I mean, you had the John Jones and Anthony Smith situation, which was kind of weak sauce to me, if you ask me.
And Anthony Smith, it was so that guy turns out to be a champion high school wrestler and only I think a year or 2 removed from high school. Don't know how drugged up he was.
Hold up, for some people who don't know what happened.
Oh, so yeah, Anthony Smith woke up in the middle of the night. Someone broke into his home, and he was like, this kid was obviously a lot younger than him. Anthony Smith wailed on this kid. He's like, he just kept taking his hits and kept coming. Turned out that kid was like a championship wrestler. One of the funniest things is, as a kid was leaving, the kid says like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't mess anything up too bad."
He was on drugs, right?
I saw some of the
video. Yeah, it was
so. And you have to imagine, and Anthony Smith's like, I hit him with my best shots, and he kept coming. Well, some people got that jaw, and I mean, how bad was Anthony Smith really trying to hurt him? Well, I don't know.
And it's also like I know for a fact, being around fighters a lot, it's like it's a switch that goes off when they're in the gym and when they're in the cage. So when they go home, they can turn that switch back off. So I think he was trying to hurt him, but he wasn't like he wasn't in like
beat his ass mode.
Yeah, he wasn't in like round 1 mode. He was more like survival mode. Actually, that's how I feel.
Yeah, because it's an unknown. A street fight's very different than a cage fight because you don't know what the fuck's going on. Even though it's on familiar territory, it's crazy. So then John Jones tweets out, first of all, well, if it was me, that kid wouldn't have made it out. Or, some ignorant shit. And then he's like, well, this is why you need to get a gun because someone like me runs up in your house, I'm going to beat your ass. It's Jones doing Jones. He's bored on house arrest. He's probably run out of prostitutes and wives or whatever. And it's just stupid.
No, but what I hate about Jones is that he will say that, and then at the press conference, he'll be like, I'm going to do the best I can. Praise Jesus.
Yeah,
it's like, who are you? What are you? It's like, I can't even figure it out.
Doesn't want to admit he's a better heel. And you know what's funny? Is the first tweet, all he had to say was, I'm glad you were safe. Done. That's all he has to do, but it's like he cannot help himself. He's like that dude at DuPont with the mouth open, like, I need to get that crack.
I mean, he does. I mean, that's the issue. He has a problem, and it's showing. Yeah. It's public. I mean, how long is it going to go? The thing that I was confused, though, about John Jones was that, like, if you know the story of Chuck Liddell, you know that he was a crazy guy backstage. I mean, hookers, all that stuff. But it's like, it seems like be a different situation with John Jones. What's the difference?
Chuck Liddell never, and the most malicious he ever had was the Tito fight, where he's like, oh, I'm going to hurt him. But he didn't, like, talk shit about him. Oh, none of them really did.
Yeah,
he's like, he was ducking me.
Over. Yeah,
it was different. Whereas Jones just, also Chuck Liddell was a little bit older when he got into MMA and became a champion. Whereas Jones was like, what, 22 or 12 years old? I mean, he may not have been out of middle school yet. And, there's a reason you have to be a certain age to run for president, run for office, and all this other stuff. I think he wasn't mentally developed. He was around a whole bunch of yes men. He's so incredibly good that he got away with, doing hookers and blow and whatever and prostitutes the night before a fight and could still win. So
I don't know. And also with all the drugs and stuff, I mean,
it messes with your head.
His brothers are in the NFL, so I don't see how he had problem accessing any of that stuff. I'm pretty sure he saw it somewhere down the line,
Exactly. So what do the people say? You find out who someone is when they're drunk because all the filters come off. Maybe this is just who he is. I don't know. Like, I've never had a personal experience with him, but damn, if anything, he needs a publicist and someone just to take the mic. It's like R. Kelly needs someone to take the camcorder away. He needs someone to take the Twitter away.
Take the Twitter away. Oh, my goodness.
No, you're done, John. Just go inside.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. After a certain time, you should turn Twitter off. But the president kind of messed up that rule.
Yeah, he did.
He about 4 o'clock
in the morning.
12 a.m. in the morning, man. Kiss my ass.
Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers.
Yeah. So as far as UFC, MMA, that's it. There's no other like.
There's really not much else. Well, as soon as we had the side thing we talked about, Ronda Rousey decided to try to make herself relevant again because she's not busy having Travis Brown's babies by saying the Reebok deal is okay. I don't know what else there's much to say about that. And
no, how do you feel about the Reebok deal?
It's real interesting. I've had a sort of a circle where at first I really didn't like everyone having all that shit all over them. And then it went away. And then Goldie went away. And it was like, damn, I kind of miss him because it gave so much more individuality to the fighters. Then I heard like Mighty Mouse, who never was a high pay, who was one of the best fighters in the world, but never was like on the top of the pay scales. Like, well, this is kind of nice. I don't have to hunt down shady sponsors for my money. I know Reebok's good for the check. On the other hand, there's so many people who took a huge pay cut. The UFC is allowed to get other sponsors, but the fighters aren't. Fight week, they can only wear Reebok apparel or it can't have a label on it. I do think having some sort of standardization is the right direction, but they need to open up to the fighters should be able to get just as many sponsors as the UFC does.
I see what you're saying. They shouldn't be limited, or they shouldn't be handicapped.
Yeah, they're really handicapped right now, and they have other ones like Roxanne. Go back to she's really smart. So what she does, she has her Amazon wish list and puts it out there, and people get her stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
And other people do other charity events, like everyone has a CBD deal who's a blue belt and over or whatever. So you have that, but because they can't, I'm sure they're not offering the same type of money they would be if they were like, if you had Red Hole CBD across your behind, in a cage or whatever it is, or Condom Depot. But it was then. The bottom line for me is I want the fighters to be able to earn every red penny they can, and anything that hinders that is bad. This kind of went both directions. It was like a Chinese finger trap. It went both directions at the same time and got them stuck.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And yeah,
I mean, there's pluses, of course. We all know that it helped establish. The UFC is always in a battle to legitimize. No matter how far they get, they always feel like they're an underdog. They always feel like that they're one bad night away from going into obscurity, which is the history of MMA. I mean, in Brazil, one bad night, it was gone.
Yesterday was the anniversary of the brawl with was it the Diaz brothers, Jake Shields against Jason Mayhem Miller?
Yep, exactly.
On Strikeforce.
That's right. And all of a sudden, that's like, okay, we can't do
that. Almost destroyed things.
That shit was nuts. Things. So the UFC is always on pins and needles. That's why he was fighting so hard to do the last event, because he was like, they're just fighting for relevance. No matter how relevant they are, they're
fighting for relevance. They're
still fighting for
relevance. I feel that.
Yeah, and it's crazy. So I think with the Reebok deal was like, okay, we can put uniforms on our players. We're like, basketball has Nike. We got Reeboks. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. I mean, I like it. I just think that the designs was whack. I mean,
yes. So the skull crossbones and like a skeleton with a boner or something, and then you might have a witch like burning a puppy or something. Like some of the shit was just. It was like someone gave a 12-year-old money and no limitations.
Or Dennis Hallman thong, or you get a thong with a smiley face on it. You get
exactly, but there has to be a middle ground where we can have clean uniforms, presentable, but the fighters have access to more money.
No, here's what you have to do. I mean, I don't know. I'm not Dana White. I'm far from him. Shit, I got my hair.
You're not white.
Yeah, I'm not a lot of things that Dana White is, and thank God. but one thing that you can do, I mean, a lot of people don't want to relate UFC or MMA to WWE, but you have to create characters, meaning that you have to invest some type of marketing money. Like they should have their own clothing line, and not just
100%,
not just a generic fight kit. I mean, like this is my style. Like they can come in with their style, develop their style, sit down with a designer, get the whole thing, get the whole graphics up. They can do like exhibitions. They can be out there in the public and all that stuff. They can
even do that through Reebok. Have them sit down with designer Reebok. This is the Holly Holm Reebok line, and it's a bunch of punches hitting air. It could be
a bunch of loud ka.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever it is, but then they get like. So it's something that's a little different. It could be whatever it is. It could be I have no idea. It could be Henry Cejudo.
Yeah, go ahead.
Whatever, the Cejudo line, and let them have some. I'm sure they have some input, but let it really reflect that. And then, if the UFC can be sponsored by Modelo's, why can't the fighters? If the UFC can be sponsored by Spider-Man 12. Why can't the fighters?
I think some of them are though. Some of them like what's his name? The Gracie Jiu-Jitsu guy. He always with Hannah. He always does T City. Brian.
Oh yeah, Brian Ortega.
Yeah, he's sponsored by Modelo.
Yeah, he's in the commercial, but I don't know. I mean, he might have just gotten a cut of the commercial, maybe get some residuals off of that. But
I've seen a few people. They come in occasion. They have an extra sponsor logo on.
What? He has an extra beard, and it's like that's a sponsorship. Here, having Modelo. So thanks.
Just in there, punch with one hand, pick it up, bam, bam. So that's good. All right, I don't want to talk about that too much because not much we can say till it starts back
Exactly, but it would be something nice to see out loud. And if you're a fighter, you're at just about at that level. You're getting into that level. I would hit what's our contact information? They want to get in touch with us.
Oh, just wherever you see this video, just shoot us a message.
Yeah, we will respond, man. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, and also, what else? We talked about a lot of MMA stuff. That's all, everything going on there. Mm-hmm. Let's get into some jits. I need some jits on me. So, jits me up. What's going on?
Damn, hold on.
Oh no, jujitsu. So everybody else is correct. No, I'm good. I left all my wet wipes at the middle school bathroom. I'm good.
Well, not Richie Martin. Who's the 10th Planet guy? He got carried out in San Diego. He went into his gym with like 2 other people to record some videos for his students.
Yeah, and he got fined. I heard about that.
And he got fined. It was like a $5,000 fine. Like, look, anyone who knows me know I'm a science first person, public safety first. That I think comes above the individuality sort of thing or whatever. Different argument. This guy's being safe. He's in a very closed circle, doing something for his students. Come on, y'all, stop the madness.
Who cares? Who cares? A cop comes by, he doesn't know what jiu-jitsu is.
But he doesn't know what jiu-jitsu is.
He doesn't know that
guys, they have like skulls and crossbones and they're like 2/3 naked with wearing like a skin tight outfit. Their muscles is glistening.
Exactly.
And
glistening in the wind.
Oh yeah, we're talking about jiu-jitsu.
But you're talking about jits now. That's what you're talking about.
But yeah, so I mean, it's crazy. It's
what's going to happen when you gather. But it is what it is. I mean, people learn their lessons and figure it out. And it's not going to be everybody. A lot of people are getting away with it. So it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are places that are not announcing that are opening. I mean, look, at the end of the day, so one of my teammates is actually in Richmond hospital with COVID-19. One of my really good friends in New York, he just buried one of his friends who's 36 years old from it. I have friends who are nurses. They say it is a goddamn war zone in these hospitals. Got to take care of that. But look, this person's is in there alone or with 2 people. Like, Jesus Christ, y'all. Hey, if you see them go out and then start running around and hugging everyone, slap them up and put some cuffs on them. But
hey, zero tolerance. That's how they are in the streets now. And they got to make their quota. They got to do all that stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, but you know how it is. I mean, we'll be over this soon, hopefully, right? So we want to.
I think it's going to get worse before it gets better, if any sort of past pandemics are any indication. But it will get better. We will slowly rebuild.
It will get worse before it gets better. Just like
I've seen Planet of the Apes. I know how this ends. It's going to be all right.
All right. Well, also, what are you telling me about Submission Underground? That's going on next
week.
No, what's the date?
20 something. Right?
Yeah, depending on when you're watching this video. Yeah, I think it's April 20. Blah blah blah. But yeah, it's on a Saturday, and Chael Sonnen's submission grappling event that hosts a lot of UFC fighters, and the main event is going to be Craig Jones
versus Vinny Megalaish,
yes.
Which is a sick matchup.
Okay,
that for me is worth the money right there.
Break it down, the 2 different styles, Craig Jones and
Vinny Megalaish. It's interesting because they're both kind of leg lockers, right? Craig Jones primarily plays Z-guard from the left side, on his left hip, whereas most people play from the right. He pulls and plays from there to come underneath, like Kiss the Dragon, double shin sweep, things like that nature when he's going for legs. Vinny Megalaish has a bit more of a traditional attack style, even though he's a 10th Planet person.
Vinny Megalaish, 10th Planet?
Yeah.
Is that new?
No, that's been like that for a hot second.
Oh, man.
That's how his buddy Renato Laranja knows him.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, no, he's an Eddie Bravo black belt, but he also has a traditional background before that. I would say he may not be as much on the cutting edge of jiu-jitsu as Craig Jones is, but I think it's a bit more diverse, and he knows how to win. Like, remember, he has a win over Gordon Ryan because he knew how to also play the system. Now, I'm not, unfortunately, know the exact rule set for Submission Underground. If it's like if Chael Sonnen just throws out a real estate deal and whoever gets it first wins or something, or
no, it's everything. It's anything you want to do. It's just in the cage. That's all.
Steroid needles or whatever, but it's
Well, it's in the cage, so that brings up the point.
Yeah.
Because Vinny is been in the cage primarily.
Oh yeah, M1, UFC, damn near everything.
I mean, he's been doing submission grappling, but most recently, I mean, he just won PFL.
Yep.
Not this past season. I think it was
the season before that, right?
Yeah. So he knows how to work the cage. I mean, that's a big thing. A lot of
if
people
it
don't
does,
understand.
if the wall grappling now, it's interesting. They are known for their guard games, and of course, Vinny Magalhaes had the whole thing. Leg locks don't work, where he's gotten out of a. I mean, he was able to defend Gordon Ryan attacking his legs, and some other noticeable people. It's an interesting matchup. If I could, and normally like one of Vinny Magalhaes, he has like this jumping triangle that he goes to Kimura. When he reverses the triangle, puts the knot of the knees on the wrong side. That's where your legs. Like if I'm here, that's the knot where my knee and my ankle and or shin is. He'll put it the wrong direction and then use that to isolate an arm and attack with a Kimura.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
So yeah, he's very creative like that. Whereas, and I cannot profess being the biggest expert on Craig Jones, but he'll come through and invert. He spent time with the Danaher Death Squad. He studio was at 504 in L.A.
But that's what I'm talking about.
On his little penal colony that he comes from.
But you brought up a good point, though. You know what he's going to do? He's going to do his X guard, the heel hook.
Yeah, the Z guard. Z guard's
Z guard, the heel hook. So
yep.
I mean, it's worked up to this point. But do you ever think it's going to be like an hindrance? The fact that I'm pretty sure he has a solid game all around, but the fact that that's his go-to, do you think that's going to become a problem?
Maybe. Now, Craig Jones also has a really good a back attack series that's pretty much now modeled off the Danaher system.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't realize about the Danaher system is that
it's not just leg locks.
It's not just leg locks, and Gordon Ryan showed that by choking out almost everybody.
Well, that's ADCC. He went without any leg locks.
Exactly, and he went to the bag. He took the bag just about on everybody.
Yep. So, of course, that's Gordon Ryan. That's not, and Craig Jones is not Gordon Ryan, but it's a fascinating matchup. I mean, that's something. If not for personal safety, for my personal entertainment and enjoyment, I'll be looking forward to.
What do you think is winning?
I actually don't think Vinny Magalhaes will be the favorite, but I definitely have him. I think he's going to win.
I think so because of the cage. I think he can use the cage to sort of
and inhibit the motion, maybe force the action to take place. At least one side's kind of cut off.
Yeah, and also what a lot of MMA guys are doing now, because back in the day, going to the cage was a death sentence because of people like Mark Coleman, push your head against the cage, bash you in, all that stuff. So
shout out TRT.
Exactly. So the guy on top in MMA was always trying to get you to the cage so he can sort of put you in that corner, the TWT special. Now it's like as soon as you get to the cage, it's more the guy on the bottom has an opportunity to wall walk. It's more opportunities there. So a lot more people on the bottom actually want to be against the cage. The guy on top sometimes actually pulling him away from the cage so he can't press his feet up against the cage or post a hand. So
now,
Vinny understands.
Counter that though, that it's not an MMA match; it's a grappling match. So, just due to strikes, being on top in a fight is advantageous. There's almost more opportunities from playing guard to go for straight submissions, to like jump to a submission, try to catch something, as there is on top. And
is that on the cage or just in general?
In general, but then you have then you add in the factor of the cage. Yeah, it's interesting. We tend to not seeing a lot on what was it, Rico? Who's that big dude that knocked out Crow Cop? Gabriel Gonzaga got destroyed by Gordon Ryan. Gordon Ryan was able to scramble against him. on top and heel hook him, putting Gabriel Gonzaga's back against the cage.
Nice.
So but it's different because what you can go for in the sort of the ways, the little minutia makes a huge difference when you're grappling with strikes or without strikes.
All right. Well, in the grappling world, I want to talk about. A lot of people have been watching workout videos. A lot of people have been watching Netflix. A lot of people watching Tiger King.
Let's get physical.
Yeah,
Physical.
but a lot of people have been watching jiu-jitsu matches. Have you been watching any jiu-jitsu matches? And if so, like any highlights or anybody you want to point out?
Well, I've been watching Cobrahina, some of his matches, like against Gui Mendez. He fought both the Mendez brothers and Hoffa. Those are really fascinating to watch. What else in terms of matches?
I've been watching I'm like an advanced remedial student when it comes to jiu-jitsu. I'm on the short bus, but I'm the smartest guy on the short bus. So I like simple jiu-jitsu guys like Hadra Gracie, Crone Gracie, things like that. So I've been watching a lot of that where it's like literally you can look at them fight and you can count like
and
1,
understand
2, 3,
it. A
4,
lot of Marcelo
exactly.
Garcia, but even though his basics are so advanced but I've been watching a lot of his guillotine stuff, and he's been putting these long lessons online for free every single day.
Oh wow, every day.
And then he always has them. What's really cool about his channel, even just on YouTube, not even have to go. You don't have to even go to mginaction.com. I would like a sponsorship. Is that he will show his technique, and then he shows him doing it in a live situation.
Nice.
So you get this is kind of how it looks, because when you're fighting, it's even I'm going to throw a jab, right? It doesn't always look the same as it does, in mitt work as it does when you're the other guy trying to punch your face in.
Yeah.
A knee cut doesn't always quite look the same, but you see how he's able to make these things work.
Nice.
So that's
Marcelo,
really cool.
Marcelo's always been hard for me because he has like a really subtle butterfly guard.
Yes.
Like he will sit in butterfly against a bigger dude, and he'll make subtle movements that if you don't catch it, you won't see how he swept him, how he took his back, how he did all that stuff. So, but
he's
after
good
that,
at explaining it though. And what's nice, he's recently also gotten to really why am I doing this? What do I do if the guy fights back? Well, what is this? What are the, to show that, because his jiu-jitsu is like Roger Gracie's. There's a sublime movement to it, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, I do this thing out of my legs, and
I just do this and do that, and then he's choked out. He's tapping, and then he's dead. That's okay, man. Yeah. So those are good ones because I can watch that. If you ask me to watch like Hibero and Leandro Lo, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's just stuff happening.
And especially I'm being a really small guy. I'm generally watching the really, really I've been watching some of Bruno Malfacini's stuff because he's because he was a light guy with a really good top game, and that's something I've been struggling to develop better because he knew tactically most light people are guard players. We just almost evolved to be. So he's like, I'm going to get a really, really, really good top game. So Bruno Malfacini, his the 2 wars he had with Caltera, where he beat Caltera the first time. Caltera got out from his back control and choked him.
Wow.
Those are classic matches to watch. Also, just the importance of tenacity, and you could be down on points, down on everything. 30 seconds left. Don't count your eggs yet.
Okay, so I got something for you though.
Yeah.
Your Mount Rushmore of jiu-jitsu. So it's 5 people. Only stipulation: you can only do 2 Gracies at the most.
Okay, cool.
But who are your top 5?
Kano.
Oh, who's that? I don't even know that. Oh, Dag, the judo guy.
Judo, yeah, because that's sort of the mother branch that jiu-jitsu came out of.
Nice.
Yeah, I always go back and forth on putting Helio out there.
Yeah.
You know what? Because fuck him. I'm going to put Carlson on there.
Carlson, Kano.
Yeah, so Kano, Carlson, Bruno, because he has a list like even Felipe. He tooled Felipe Pena when Pena was just a monster. Who else? Kron.
Wow. That's
And
one more.
fuck, you know what? Gonna catch a lot of flack for this, Gordon Ryan.
Gordon, hey,
He
he's
talked
on.
that shit and went and did like, look, I may not agree with him a lot of his personal shit, but his jiu-jitsu, he talked to shit and then backed it up in the way he would back it up against the best.
Hey, I'm not arguing. He's on mine. He's on mine.
And he's only been competing for what, 3 times?
Yeah. He's only he's
4
been
years.
ADCC.
And interesting connection. One of his very first sort of like super matches was against my friend Jordan Tabor.
Right.
Both Jordan's lost to both Gordon Ryan and who's the other? Other Donner. God damn it.
He's still a Donner guy, not old Donner guy, right?
Older guy. The guy who was before
you had man, I know what you're talking about. He was the one who started the leg lock stuff, right?
Yeah. Jesus Christ, not Gordon Ryan. Oh my God, Gary Tonin.
Oh, Gary Tonin. Okay. No, I was thinking about Eddie Cummings. That's what I was thinking about.
No. Before Gary Tonin. He got obliterated by both guys, but it's kind of cool. And Jordan absolutely is no slouch himself. Great at stirring up internet beef too. Shout out to that.
All right, I got to give you mine now.
Yeah. So what you got?
So I mean, we're talking jiu-jitsu, so I'm not going to do Kano because you know I'm talking
judo
about
judo came from jiu-jitsu.
I know, and Japanese judo came from Japanese jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
Japanese jiu-jitsu, so we can go as far back as you want, but I'm just going to stick with jiu-jitsu. I'm going to say Hickson. If I'm going to pick a Gracie, I'm going to pick Hickson. That's just who I am. I'm going to say I'm going to put Gordon in there. I mean, literally,
right?
I mean, because like I said, I watch all the simple guys, Hodger Gracie, Chrome Gracie.
Yeah.
Gordon, he's not like he's not like as far as simple, like his technique is a little bit more complicated, a little bit more new school, but he's deliberate. He does it.
It's very methodical, systematic.
Deliberate. Yep. It's not like he's in a scramble. He's doing something slick. He's coming up with quick ideas. He's deliberate. Yep. He's like, okay, I'm going to do this.
And it's trained. He's the first systematic person, I think. Or Gary Tonin, like the whole Donner thing, and Eddie Cummings. That whole, and since we're Gordon Ryan's probably the best out of all of them, of having a systematic approach to competing with jiu-jitsu.
Oh, it's almost, I'm going to take a detour from Mount Rushmore. It's almost what Muhammad Ali was talking about. Did you see his post about Brazilian way of training versus American way of training?
Yep.
He's a perfect example of an American way or Western style of training.
Yep.
It's systematic, and it's like you do this.
X,
and this.
A to B to C. Yep.
And he
100%. All right. So you got Hickson. You have Gordon.
All right. Hey, I'm pissing everybody off. I'm going to put Eddie Bravo. I'm putting Eddie Bravo in there.
You know what?
Please, yeah.
You cannot undertalk the importance of him. I mean, honestly, he didn't quite attract the same talent that Danaher did. But look what he did.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm a no-gi guy.
Yeah, exactly. His no-gi. People have no idea how many 10th planet schools there are in the world. He branded his brand. He went
flat across the world, by the way.
Yeah, flat across the world, around the flat world. Yep. That doesn't make any sense, but that's what he said. But then
all over the flat world.
Yeah, and he beat Hoyler, of course.
Yep.
His second match against Hoyler, that was ridiculous.
He beat him also. He almost blew Hoyler's knee out. He was limping.
He did what he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. He did, and Hoyler had. I mean, he had like that high-level jiu-jitsu defense, but he didn't necessarily have an answer. He had enough body control to survive, but he didn't have
enough pain tolerance also.
Exactly. But Eddie Bravo was like, this is called the electric chair. Let me show you. Bam.
Yeah, boom. Yep.
Yeah, this is called the vaporizer. Let me show you. Bam. Hoyler was like, what are you doing to me? And he kept doing it. So yeah, that second fight, people underestimate that one. That one, Marcelo Garcia, just because he is who he is.
Damn.
Yeah, and I'll throw Hodger in there. Yeah, so
yeah.
I like Hodger. I like simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Like you say, I'm one of those. I'm definitely what you call.
I like it, man. I like it.
Yeah, I'm like a hobbyist. I'm like a guy that is like, I'm not in the gym every day. So I need jiu-jitsu that is like clear and plain and straight. So I was like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Basics, please.
No, all that works, and all those are very simple guys. So
very special guest. So
not yet. Yeah.
It looks like that.
It's real interesting that that group of people. Because I was thinking Marcelo also, because on my own, Marcelo was hugely influential to me as a jiu-jitsu fighter, of understanding first the importance of just locking your closed guard up, and then the butterfly hooks, a butterfly guard being the foundation for all my open guard. All my open guard, when I teach my systems, I always start with basic butterfly lifts, understanding how to tilt and off balance with it because it's so important.
Yeah, exactly. That's good
So,
stuff. So was that the Sandman? Is he the one we're pulling the cord on this one? Think we're done?
Yeah. I mean,
All right, sounds good.
I was just thinking if I would take Jakari Kano out and put Marcelo in, but
yeah, Marcelo is just Marcelo. I think for the simple fact that he explained it, he's so good because he loves jiu-jitsu, and you can see he's always happy, he's always enjoying jiu-jitsu, and like he's not. I don't know him personally, but he doesn't look driven by I want to be a world champion, I want to be the best in the world, I want to be a compete. He's driven like I love jiu-jitsu and I want to keep getting better.
And I want
to
be the best at jiu-jitsu I could possibly. And
exactly.
So I've been to his academy 3 times. I've been to 2 other seminars outside of that, and he's the nicest guy.
Yeah. See, you can't beat that. Someone who loves what they do and they happen to be the best at it. That's why I gotta put him up there. There's a few people.
Shout out also Matt Serra, went to his academy. I've been there twice. He is also one of the most approachable human beings.
Nice.
But yeah, he doesn't get to quite go up on that pantheon yet.
Well, next time I guess we can talk about like ancient old school, and we can expand this beyond jiu-jitsu because I want to talk about like the old
like catch wrestling, and
I want to talk about, so next time we can talk about the Rushmore of like the, I don't know what you call it, the ancestors of jiu-jitsu.
Of grappling? Okay.
Grappling. Yeah. So we can get into that next time. But if that's good with you, that's good with me.
That's good with me, man. This has been a blast. I hope everyone who's going to watch this enjoys. Shout us out on Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, whatever. Like, show us some love.
All right. So we see y'all next time. Fightologists.
All right. Fightologists. Peace.